Let's go!
All right,
Yippee!
here we go.
What's going on? We're back for another edition of the Funtendo Market Report. Let's jump right into it. The Dow Jones Industrial Average down 94.14% for today. The NASDAQ Composite down 30.67 points for today. The S&P down 1.17 points for today. The Nikkei up 198.41 points today. Let's jump into the FTSE indices for the London Stock Exchange. All FT indices are down today.
Wow.
Let's jump into Bitcoin. Bitcoin up to $66,577.39, up 6.06% in the last 24 hours and up 24.23% within the last 7 days. Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. The Bitcoin bulls are running wild. Let's check the gold spot market today. Gold up $32.10, up $74.70 within the last 30 days. Silver up 61 cents. Let's jump into Mario's Madness, where we cover the top stock gainers and the top stock losers. Leading the pack, Supermicro Computer Inc. up $220.08, up 24.34% for today. Unbelievable. Followed by MGE Energy up $11.15. MicroStrategy Incorporated up $191.41. Biohaven Limited up $7.18. And Macy's Inc. up $2.59.
Congratulations!
Jumping into the top stock losers for the day, leading the pack, Sana Biotechnology Inc. down $1.59 for a loss of 14.41%, followed by Playtika Holding Corp. down 13.49%, Lee Auto Inc. down 13.78%, and New York Community Bank Corp. Inc. down 13.28%, along with Vertex Inc. down 10.82%. Let's jump into the next segment, Peaches Paycheck.
Here we
4
go.
easy ways to boost your tax return according to experts. We're well into tax season now, and that means it's time to start prepping those tax returns.
Yeah, Peaches got it.
Inflation is actually helping taxpayers when it comes to their taxes.
Peachy.
The standard deduction, which is used by most, saw a significant increase for 2023. Tax brackets also saw a generous 7.1% increase. These two things combined will make it more forgiving this tax season. Want to boost your tax return even more than these conditions allow? 4 easy ways to boost your tax refund, according to experts. Contribute more to your retirement and health savings accounts. If you're looking for a way to maximize your tax return after the year has already ended, like right now, one of the best ways is to contribute more to certain tax-deductible accounts, most noticeably traditional IRAs and health saving accounts, HSAs. Choose the right deduction and filing strategy. While the standard deduction did increase this year, that doesn't necessarily mean it's best choice for everyone. For some, itemizing your deductions may be the way to go. It's important to run the numbers for both options to be sure you're making the right choice. When doing so, make sure you're factoring in often forgotten deduction options like student loan interest, medical expenses, and child and dependent care too.
Yeah, Peaches got it.
Donate to charity. If you have a favorite charity, you can write off charitable contributions on your tax returns up to 50% of your adjusted gross income as long as you itemize. Be organized and thorough. Go into tax filing process with all your ducks in a row. Have your income documents, receipts for any deductions, and statements from bank accounts and investments on hand. what not to do. While there are several ways to increase your tax refund, there's one all experts agree you should avoid: adjusting your W-4 to pay more taxes on each paycheck. Here's what you need to know about tax season scams. Scammers can file tax returns on your behalf, reaping refunds.
Mamma mia.
Last year, the IRS received 294,138 complaints of reported identity theft, the second most in U.S. history. Tax returns are often a financial boost for Americans, but they are increasingly becoming the target of scammers who can use your identity to recover whatever money is owed by Uncle Sam. In order to process your tax return, the IRS asks for some personal information to verify your identity, including your home address and social security number. In an ideal world, no malicious actors would have this information. Unfortunately, there are more data breaches almost every year, and the online cyber ecosystem is rife with criminals who trade and sell Americans' data. Stop tax ID theft before it starts. Many victims only learn they've been scammed when they go to file their tax return and realize someone already did it and did so in their name. That means one of the best ways to stop fraudsters is to simply beat them to the punch and file as early as possible.
Okie dokie.
The other way to block scammers is to have the IRS send you a unique code called an IP PIN, similar to two-factor authentication code. The IP PIN provides extra security by requiring a code you should have access to. I'll be darned. How to save money at the grocery store.
We're back at 8:12 with our Money Saving Monday series. And this morning, you can shop smart at the grocery store.
Inflation has come down over the last year and a half, but consumers are still feeling that pinch, especially when it comes to the food budget.
NBC's Vicki Nguyen is here with everything we need to know to save. So, Vicki, what is going on?
Let's go, Vicki! Save us some money.
If you feel like grocery prices have been rising every single year for the past 4 years, your gut feeling is absolutely correct. It is reflected in the data. This year, the Department of Agriculture says grocery prices will go up about 1.6%. In January, they're up 1.2% versus the prior year. That is like a big reduction, though, from when they were up 13.5% in August of 2022. Here are the reasons why. You have increased labor costs, higher wages, supply chain disruptions that have lasted from the pandemic. Consumer demand is up as well. And then finally, climate change. We're talking about crops and also cattle. We'll talk about beef prices in a minute, but that all affects the price of the food that we buy.
Okay. Well, let's get into the categories because some are up and some are down.
Yes, we'll start. A lot of people have been talking about meat prices. Those are up 7.7% last year, and we're not going to see a lot of relief on that. For beef, chicken is up 1.2%. For new parents, I'm sorry to report, but baby food and baby formula is up almost 9%. So it is
expensive.
It's a bad time to be having a baby right now.
So up 7% for sugar, spices as well, and cereal and bakery up 1.5%, which is in line with about the 2% inflation rate that people are hoping for in the Fed. But the good news is prices are also down in some significant categories. Eggs. Remember how you had to manage
Remember
your house?
eggflation?
Yeah,
Inflation.
eggflation.
Right, we did about 3 stories on that.
Leg to buy 12 eggs. Well, now they're down almost 30%,
Look
which is
at
great.
that.
They've gotten a handle on the avian flu, which was what caused the price spike in the first place. Seafood. So if you're in the Mediterranean diet, this is good. Fish prices are down, and so are vegetable prices. If you love dairy, well, there you go. Down 2% for dairy, cheese, butter. So milk prices are down.
Are there, when you're at the grocery store, you can do some swaps and get some cheaper stuff. So how do you do that?
Let's start with breakfast because that's the time that we're on right now. Take a sausage with your eggs instead of bacon because you're going to save 3% on that side. Apples for the fruit that accompanies your breakfast instead of
Sausage versus
oranges.
bacon.
Now going to lunchtime.
Yeah, let's go to lunch.
Lettuce is down 11.7%, right? So salad dressing is up 2%, but all you need, olive oil, vinegar, some Dijon mustard, salt and pepper.
Look at you
Shake it
making
up,
the meals.
Make your own
And no
salad
carbs.
dressing.
I mean,
What about
come on,
dinner?
yeah.
What's happening with dinner?
Okay, we're going seafood linguine. This is my favorite new thing. I take shrimp. You put in a little garlic, a little onion. You saute it with some olive oil, throw in some crushed red pepper, add the pasta. That is going to be a lot cheaper than having the hamburger or the steak.
Okay.
Dinner.
Other than the swaps, what are your other favorite
By the way,
strategies?
candy, I should say. We keep saying sugar is the devil. All the doctors come on and tell us all the inflammation. So look, candy prices are up, baked goods, ice cream. So this could be the thing that triggers all of us to give up our sugar habit because it's so
Probably not,
expensive.
though. What are some other strategies?
Okay, so we know we should never really buy anything at full price price, and that goes for food too. It helps to stick to a couple of local grocery stores so you get like a sense of the rhythm of their sales when the coupons come out, and the apps too. Unfortunately, unless you shop at a place like Trader Joe's where they just don't do sales, everywhere else it's on some kind of cycle. They want you to download their app, but you can save big when you combine with like manufacturer coupons. The other thing is we keep talking about dupes and how cool store brands are. Consumer Reports has been doing all kinds of reporting. Store brands are really good. They surpass some of the brand names. So buying generic, buying store brands will save, and it's going to be delicious. Stick to the outside of the store where all the fresh foods, the meat, the butcher department, because everything inside is more processed, tends to be higher priced. This is an interesting one. The marketers, they put everything eye level is buy level. So look above and look below, because the lower priced items will be down low or up higher. And then
So funny. Are we that lazy?
Interesting.
We don't want to be like,
Eye level is buy level.
And also those loyalty programs. And if you can, sometimes, especially at the smaller local stores, if you pay with cash, you get a discount as well.
Let's jump into the next article. Consumers shop for cheaper brands and knockoffs amid inflation.
After 3 years of high inflation, American consumers are chasing cheap and bragging about it online.
Elf is in their dupe era. Let's compare a $5 Stanley Cup dupe I found at Five Below to the real thing.
They're talking about dupes, short for duplicates, low-cost alternatives to pricey consumer goods. From
Makes
makeup
sense.
to peanut butter to designer bags, they're seeking out store brands and cheap alternatives.
Dupes and affordable alternatives to Charlotte Tilbury.
Abby Rivera shares her favorite dupes and products on TikTok. She says her 295,000 followers have a big interest in getting the most bang for their buck.
This is about finding something great for the lowest possible price. People right now especially are looking to get what they want, but for a cheaper price, because we all know prices for everything is going up and up and up. And if they can get a similar product for $10 instead of spending $45, they're going to be very happy to get that $10 product.
For example,
Absolutely.
Anthropologie's best-selling Gleaming Primrose Mirror will run you $548, but the Walmart version will cost only $55 when you buy it online. Younger shoppers are driving this trend. They're less brand loyal than their parents and grandparents.
It's almost a stamp of approval. It's a documentation or a demonstration that you said went out and found an item that is of near or equal value for a lower price.
And after dealing with higher prices for years, consumers now have the upper hand, and companies know it. The CEO of Kraft Heinz recently saying,
"We also recognize that the consumers are looking for better value in all the choices they're making."
overall prices are up 19% since January 2020, with grocery bills skyrocketing 25%.
Mamma
Leaving
mia!
consumers on the hunt for cheaper alternatives.
I'm just not paying Tyson prices if I don't have to.
Buying store brand items and even grocery store dupes.
You hear videos on TikTok, not just about makeup and skincare, but people complaining about the cost of living, the cost of the grocery store, the cost at restaurants. They would like to get the cheapest option, but still a good option.
I think you're saying it's cool to be cheap
It's
now.
cool to
Like
be
that is the cool thing. So wait, what kind
It's
of
cool
products
to
are
be
people
cheap.
looking for?
So clothes, number one, home goods, and you just should see people chase the cheapest home goods. And then, finally beauty and a lot of cologne and perfume. Those are the biggest things that people try to find for dupes. But it's interesting to me, they don't go for jewelry and they don't go for jewelry and electronics. Those are the two things that people want the brand, they want to pay up for it. They don't want to go cheap on those things.
Yeah. So they're knockoffs, but now knockoffs are cool.
Sometimes they're not knockoffs. They're just another brand that's cheaper, or a store brand. They love the store brands, and they compare, waffles with a name brand and a store brand. One's $1, one's $6, and then they celebrate it online.
Okie
All those kids who
dokie.
had to wear those other jeans to school, and all the kids made fun of them.
That
It's
was me.
like,
That was me.
and now we're like, we're cool
Yes.
now.
Yeah,
Cool.
it's cool to be the cheap kid. Love it.
In other reckless news, Supreme Court rules Donald Trump can stay on the Colorado ballot ahead of Super Tuesday. The Supreme Court on Monday said Colorado can't use an anti-insurrectionist provision of the Constitution to kick Donald Trump off the ballot, leaving it up to voters to decide whether the former president should be returned to the White House after trying to overturn the results of the 2020 election. In a unanimous decision, the court reversed the Colorado Supreme Court's decision that Trump is disqualified from running for president by a constitutional amendment enacted after the Civil War to keep insurrectionists from holding office. We conclude that the states may disqualify persons from holding or attempting to hold state office, but states have no power under the Constitution to enforce Section 3 with respect to federal offices, especially the presidency. To all the states that are trying to kick Donald Trump off of the ballot, that's reckless behavior. They have no power to decide that, and the Supreme Court has clearly made that ruling in a unanimous decision.
I'm a Wario.
Let's jump into the next segment. DK's Dummy of the Day. Man arrested after trying to steal a self-driving taxi in LA. The suspect attempted to put the vehicle in drive but could not manipulate the controls. The LAPD said in a statement Sunday that Vincent Maurice Jones, 33, got into a fully autonomous Waymo car just after it dropped off a passenger on Main Street of First Street near City Hall around 10:30 p.m. on Saturday. The suspect got into the driver's seat, but the alleged theft did not go according to plan. Jones attempted to put the vehicle in drive but could not manipulate the controls. Brother, it's a fully autonomous vehicle. Not only that, what makes you think you're going to get away with it? Because there's cameras and sensors all over the vehicle.
Wow, 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 wow.
Wow, unbelievable.
Mamma mia.
Y'all know what time it is. It's Mario's Mama's Mondays.
Italian women have big personalities, big appetites, big attitudes, big hair, big invisible balls,
Mamma mia.
and most importantly, we have big hearts.
Bingo. Ho, 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 ho.
Things all Italian girlfriends do. She'll never let you walk out of the house with a wrinkly shirt. She's ironing it for you if it's the last thing she does. Cooking for you is like her love language. She corrects you on your Italian word pronunciation, so like if you say gnocchi, like she'll correct you because A, she doesn't want you to look stupid, and B, she doesn't want you to embarrass her. She isn't afraid to tell you like it is. She'll give you advice and doesn't care if it hurts your feelings or not because she wants a strong guy. And if you can't handle her advice, have fun talking to her father. What are some other things Italian girlfriends do? Leave us a comment.
Mix, cinema, Dr. Lane, Lombardia. La concorrente con il numero 7, Veronica Lasagna. Ti sei presentata questa sera per la seconda volta sul palco del tour Miss Italia.
It's Sunday, so you know what that means? We're learning how to cook. You guys may be asking, why do you want to learn how to cook? Well, when my cousins will come home for college and stuff like that, I'm going to have my whole family over, and they are going to judge my cooking to see how good it's gotten in the past 3 months.
Oh, wow, 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 wow.
So this recipe we're learning today is very good for people who don't eat meat, and on Fridays, we can't eat meat right now. So this is a very good recipe. It's a pizza. Very good. Well, it's very good when my mom makes it. We'll see if it's good when I make it.
Mamma
First
mia.
step, let's go to Uncle Giuseppe's. So we're making a potato pizza with rosemary and mozzarella. And I'm already getting in trouble, so we'll see how this goes.
Let's jump into the last segment of the day, Yoshi's Yummies. Trader Joe's chicken soup dumplings recalled for possibly containing permanent marker plastic. The recall arrives after consumers reported finding hard plastic in the Trader Joe's branded products. To date, no illnesses or injuries have been reported. More than 61,000 pounds of steamed chicken soup dumplings sold at Trader Joe's are being recalled for possibly containing hard plastic. The Agriculture Department's Food Safety and Inspection Service noted that the now recalled dumplings, which are produced by the California-based CJ Foods Manufacturing Beaumont Corp., may be contaminated with foreign materials specifically hard plastic from a permanent marker pen. FSIS urged consumers to check their freezers. The 6-ounce Trader Joe's steamed chicken soup dumplings under recall were produced on December 7th, 2023. Foreign objects contamination is one of the top reasons for food recalls in the U.S. today. Beyond plastic, metal fragments, bits of bugs, and other extraneous materials have prompted recalls by making their way into packaged goods.